What is going on, guys? Ben's here, and welcome to this World Cup video. And I'm gonna be uploading this just before the World Cup final actually is broadcasted live on whatever channel you're gonna be watching it on. So yeah, I'm not just gonna be talking about the final. I'm gonna be talking about the World Cup overall, and the Ronaldo v Messi performances, which is quite obvious, to be honest. So let's just get started into it. So oh yeah, by the way, guys, the background content of the match is just EA's simulated version. I don't really take much to notice about that. It was just something, just something to put in the background, something for me to talk over, just so it's nice for you, something for you guys to watch if needed. You don't even need to watch it. You can just, treat it as a podcast if you like. But yeah, let's get into it. So the World Cup overall. So basically, I'm 15, so this was basically my first, or you could argue that last year's was my first, but I don't really remember that much of last year's World Cup. But this, to me, was my first proper World Cup where I've actually been really into football. Like, all my life I've loved football, but I never used to watch it as much as I've watched it in recent years, and this was basically my first World Cup. And to be honest with you, it hasn't disappointed. It's been a phenomenal World Cup. And it's been really entertaining, from big scorelines to really good player performances, to really good goalkeeper performances, to great goals, to anything you want in a football match. Great defending. Iconically, the Mascherano tackle the other day, which was one of the best tackles you'll ever see. And I've really enjoyed the World Cup. I've really enjoyed spectating it. It's been really interesting to watch. And yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on the World Cup overall as well. Also, guys, now we're going to talk about the Ronaldo versus Messi performances in the World Cup. Now, Ronaldo, he hasn't really had he hasn't really played as well as he would have liked to. 1 goal, 1 assist in the World Cup, which is, okay for a normal player, but not one of the players who are challenging to be one of the greatest players of all time. But you could argue injuries and team, you could argue whatever you want, but Ronaldo has not performed this World Cup. Now, Messi, he hasn't really played well, really, but he's performed outstanding moments so he could play bad for the whole game, but 10 seconds of the game he could perform a moment of magic. That is what Messi is all about, and that is what great players do. They just perform moments of magic when their team needs it. So Messi has had the better World Cup, obviously. He carried them a few matches, and yeah. And I know Di Maria is such a fantastic player. I know he's injured now, but Di Maria's had a good World Cup. Like, he always plays consistent in every football match he plays. He works hard, and he gets you goals, assists, whatever you want. And Di Maria's a fantastic player. I rate him so highly. I put him in my fantasy football club over the likes of Messi and Neymar and that. Shame he got injured though, because I really do rate Di Maria. But yeah, now Germany, let's go on to talk about Germany's World Cup overall. So Germany have, done what the Germans do. If they need to, they've, dug their boots into the grass and worked hard, so to speak. And then they've played really well in some games, like the Brazil game and the Portugal game, when they've ripped teams apart. But then there's some games like Iran, what am I talking about? Iran, that was Argentina. Sorry, Algeria, where they struggled to break Algeria down, and Algeria played really well. But yeah, so Germany has had I think Germany deserved to be in the final. I don't see any other teams that would deserve to be in the World Cup final over Germany. Yeah, so Germany, in my eyes, deserve to be there. Now let's talk about Argentina's World Cup overall. So Argentina, they haven't really been the best team in the World Cup. They haven't really played nice football, really. They've just relied on individuals like Messi, Di Maria, etc. They haven't really done it as a team. As Germany, they're a great team, and they don't really have that many world class talents, but as a team they are phenomenal, and they're all at their peak of their time, and which is phenomenal, and but I would like to see Argentina win the World Cup. Just, like Messi, it would be such a great moment in our lives if we got to saw Messi lift the World Cup trophy. Yeah, but I wouldn't be too disheartened if Argentina didn't. But it just would be one of them moments that if you had kids or anything like that, or you could tell young people when you're like in 30 years time that you was there when Messi lifted the World Cup, and they'd be like, he was a phenomenal player, and you'd be like, yeah, he was, and yeah, so yeah, Argentina not really played the best World Cup, but who gives a fuck? They've made it to the final. They could still lift that trophy, and who cares? It's like if you're them, like if you win the final and you've won the World Cup, even though you haven't played the best performance, in my eyes, I would rather win ugly than lose pretty. So yeah, let's talk about the prediction. So my prediction. This is kind of a difficult one, but you could argue that Germany. It's obvious that Germany are winning, but there's no obvious in football. It's one of them. Like Argentina could switch it on. Messi could switch it on. Aguero could switch it on. They've got so many of these talents that could just switch it on at any time, and maybe the whole team will switch it on, and they might put out a phenomenal performance and just dazzle the Germans. But Germany, in my eyes, will. I think they're going to win it. My scoreline prediction. This will probably definitely be wrong, but I'm going to go for a. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Germany. Thomas Muller to score. And yeah, let me know your guys' comments before you watch the game. Your predictions in the comment section below. And I'll be very interested to see that. So let's go on to the next part of the video, which is the player of the tournament. So there's been a few phenomenal players like in this tournament. So like you've got the likes of Neymar, who really had to show the world that he is not an overrated player, which is what the world was saying, to be honest. They were saying that Neymar's overrated and he's not one of the best players in the world. But he has shown the world that he is. He can put in performance, and he carried Brazil, as you saw the other night. But I don't know. I reckon it might have been a lesser score, but Germany still would have progressed, but the players would have been more motivated to play well. It shouldn't take two players like Thiago Silva and Neymar to make Brazil play better. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, Neymar has carried Brazil in a lot of these games in the World Cup. Like the first game, he scored 2 goals. He could have had a hat trick, and it was really sad to see him, get injured, and it would have been even sadder. So he can, just call himself lucky that he didn't get paralyzed even. So there's a silver lining to every cloud. Like, you just gotta, cause he basically, he could have been paralyzed from that injury, but luckily he's not paralyzed. But the bad point is he's out of the World Cup, but you've just gotta take that on the chin. And he's done that quite well, to be honest. He's yeah. So Neymar's definitely changed my views on him. I thought he was quite overrated, but now I can see why people judge him to be one of the best players in the world. And the player of the tournament in my eyes is either these are my short list: Neymar, James Rodriguez, Mascherano, and Thomas Muller. But the one I'm going to go for is actually, I'm going to go for Thomas Muller in my eyes, just because he's scored so many goals and it's incredible. And also shout out to what's he called? The German striker. What's he called? I forgot what he's called, but you know the guy I'm talking about, the one who's got the most World Cup goals. Can't believe I forgot what he's called. Oh well, really congratulations to him for breaking that record. And yeah, so my player of the tournament is Thomas Müller. Let me know what your guys' player of the tournament is down in the comment section below. And my goalkeeper of the tournament is actually going to be Neuer. It's either Neuer or that Mexico. Is it the Mexico keeper? I forgot what. I'm quite bad with names, to be honest. I think it's Anuchua or something like that. He's been quite good, but he played well in a few games. But the actual goalkeeper of the tournament, I'm going to go for Neuer. Iconically in the Brazil game, he was phenomenal. Even though he conceded, he made some fantastic saves, to be honest, to keep Brazil not scoring a few more. But yeah, he's been my goalkeeper of the tournament. Let me know yours again in the comment section below. So yeah, just to recap, my prediction for the game is Germany win 1-0, Thomas Müller goal. And just to repeat, let me know all of your guys' thoughts on this video in the comment section below. And maybe I can turn this into like a weekly Sunday thing where I upload my thoughts on, you know, big games, big moments in football, like the BPL and that. Because it's quite good to talk to you guys about football. And yeah, interact with you guys. So anyway guys, I'll see you later. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and yeah, peace.